Yo, Giga gang, stand up! Because UFC Vegas 35 ended about 3-ish hours ago, and I want to do a recap now, instead of waiting till tomorrow, because goat shit. Before we start, obviously go down, like, dislike, sub, comment, you know the deal by now. Not your first time here, hopefully. And one more side note, if you want me to do a recap of Paul versus Woodley, I will, but I need to get enough people wanting it before I just do it, because I easily could do it tomorrow after a fight, but if you guys want it, just comment it. If I get enough people wanting it, I'll do it. Cool. So besides that, yeah, it was a good card. And let's talk about it, baby. First fight on the card, Martinez versus Guido, Kenney. Martinez really started off slow, but can you blame him? His fucking coach died like less than a week ago, I think. And yeah, I don't think anyone could really fight well after their fucking coach dies. And yeah, he was really bad in round 1, but then in round 2 and 3 he did turn it on. He got the split decision. Shouldn't have been a split, if I'm being honest. I think it should have been UD 29-28, but that's what I think. Not the greatest way to start off the card decision wise, or judging wise, I guess, but still, he got the win. Minus 280 did cash, as he should have. And yeah. And then for his opponent Guido, he's 41, so we all knew his gas tank was not gonna last too long. So for round 1 he looked good. He definitely won it. After that he didn't win shit. He gassed. Yeah, he has the gas tank of a 41-year-old, which unless your name's fucking who's a good 41-year-old? I don't know. And if you're a 41-year-old and you have a really good gas tank, bro, congrats. But Guido does not have that. He has the same name as the guy who won in the main event, but he did not win. So Guido probably gonna be gone after this on a 3-fight skid at 41 years old. At bantamweight also, he's probably gonna be gone. And for Mana, really good performance after round 1. I did pick him to get the knockout in round 1. He did not get the knockout in round 1. He got the decision. Still got it right at least. And yeah, I like to give a fight idea after every fight, but I really don't have a fight idea for Mana Martinez. So no, we'll see you in the UFC, kid. And for Guido, see you in Bellator. PFL. After that we got Pat Sabatini versus Jamal Emmers. I picked the dog in in Pat Sabatini, the plus 125 dog. It did cash. I don't put bets in, like actual money bets, but cashed in the way if I got it right, of course. I did pick decision, not submission, in the first, sadly. But to talk about how the fight went, Jamal, without striking him to begin the fight, then he dropped him and went into his guard, which was a terrible idea because after a couple seconds, Pat got Jamal's leg, but then Jamal got Pat's leg and they were both trying to submit each other. Jamal had a ankle. He was bending Pat's foot really weird, which hurt to watch. But Pat had some knee bar, I guess, and he snapped Jamal's knee, torn it something. He fucked up Jamal's knee badly. It was really hard to watch. Hopefully Jamal can get a speedy recovery, even though I don't know if he'll be in the UFC again. Cause after the Chad Skelly situation, and then now losing his second fight in a row, 2-1 in the UFC, he might fight one more time, but he's not going to fight for a while with the injury he had. And yeah, if he does fight again in the UFC, he'll probably lose. But you know, just have a speed recovery, kid. And then for Pat Sabatini, again, really don't have a fight idea for him. But yeah, thank you for winning. Yeah, not much to say. After that, you got JJ Aldridge versus Vanessa Demopoulos. Great performance by JJ Aldridge. She looked fan-fucking-tastic. She put on a performance that should have got a bonus, but didn't somehow. And yeah, she looked amazing on a 2-fight winning streak now. I did pick her to get a decision. I did get it perfect, thank God. And were you watching my breakdown after the card? What the fuck was I thinking? Saying, oh, I don't know who to pick. I'm an idiot. Don't listen to me, people. Don't. Yeah. And then to get to Vanessa's side, really can't say too much. She came in on a week and a half notice, I think, and put up as best of a fight as she could. Hopefully we do see her in the UFC again at her normal weight class, because 125 is not her weight class, and hopefully she can come back better. And a fight idea for JJ would be Montana De La Rosa. Get her a ranked opponent on a 2-fight winning streak. For JJ, why not? She was a minus 450 favorite, one of the few big favorites to win, if the only. Looking at the card, her and one other guy were the only big favorites to win, because the other two did not win, and we'll get to them in a little bit. But yeah, great performance by JJ. Again, really should have got a bonus in my opinion. Should have been a 10-8 in there. It was 30-27 across the board. I scored round 2 a 10-8 for JJ. I scored every round for JJ, of course. But yeah, Vanessa didn't look the best, but she looked okay. She had a few moments, and JJ, great performance. Yep. 450 fave wins. Love to see it. After that, you got Dustin Jacoby versus Garbage Tyron Woodley. Jacoby just destroyed him. Stewart did start off the fight with a super quick takedown that led to nothing, because they wrestled for about a fucking minute, and then Jacoby broke the clinch, and it became a striking match, which Darren Stewart sucks at striking. So he wishes he was T-Wood. He looks like T-Wood. He's not T-Wood. And then, yeah, Stewart's another guy on that list with people like Guido, who I think will probably be gone soon, if not after this fight, because he now lost another fight. He lost to Kevin Holland. Like the people think he won that fight. No, he lost to Eric Anders twice badly, and then he now just lost to Jacoby, and by knockout. I don't know what they can do with him next. He's not that good. Him moving up to light heavyweight was a terrible idea. He's small for light heavyweight, and he's not that good. So unless you're Daniel Cormier, you're not gonna be good being a small light heavyweight. And then for Jacoby, ain't this like a 6-7 fight winning streak now? He's on a really good winning streak. 5 wins. Yeah, he's on a really good winning streak. 4 in the UFC now. Really should have won against Ian Cutelaba, but you know Ian Cutelaba. If I had to give a fight idea for Jacoby, who by the way was the minus 200 favorite, did win. I don't count minus 200 as that big, so that's why I didn't say him in the last fight when I was talking about the big favorites winning. So that's why. But if I had to give a fight idea for Jacoby next, maybe Kennedy and Nazevchuk. that would be a good fight, in my opinion. I think that fight would be really good. But great win for Jacoby, and I got it right. I thought Jacoby by decision. Did not get the decision, but it looked good. I got it right, so that's all that matters to me, that I got the fight right. But good performance by Jacoby and Stewart. You suck. You better not jinx T-Wood, motherfucker. Next up, fight I can say a lot about because I have a lot to say. Wellington Turkan because he fucking sucks, versus Smiling Sam Alvey. Where do I start? Well, Wellington Turman thinks he's John Jones with all the eye pokes, if you don't get what I mean. In round 3, he eye poked Alvey like 4 times and got 2 points taken away because he eye poked him within 10 seconds, like back to back. So, and plus, with that happening, Alvey should have won. It was a split. Alvey really should have won. Whatever judge scored it for him, I think it was Byard. Good job, dude, because you were the only one who scored it the right way. So, to what I gotta say about Wellington, BJ Penn, by the way, should still smack him for having the Prodigy nickname, because he's not a prodigy. He never will be, because he sucks. And for Sam Alvey, I'm not gonna act like he didn't have his flaws this fight. He fought like a guy who didn't worry about his job. And Bisping and Soder talked about this on the walkout. He looks like he's not fighting for his job. He looks like he's confident in himself keeping the job no matter what. Dude, you've not won a fight in like 3 years against Gene Vellante. You needed this win more than anyone needed a win on the card, and you fucked it. Like, again, I think you should have won, but dude, if you're getting whooped by Wellington Turman, bro, you gotta get cut now. You need to get cut. I think I think they will finally release him, because I don't know how you couldn't at this point. Yeah, he'll be in Bellator for sure. He's a big enough name to go there. They'll hype him up. But yeah, I don't have a fight idea, and I don't care enough for Wellington Turman to have a fight idea. Because again, fuck Wellington Turman. He sucks. Not a great fight. It was pretty sloppy of a fight. But yeah, Sam, you should have won, and Turman, you suck. After that, you got another fight I got wrong, because in the last fight I picked Sam Alvey, obviously. Another fight I got wrong, Abdul Razak Al-Hassan versus Alessio Di Chirico. He's back. ARA is fucking back. He killed him. He killed Di Chirico. He killed him. In 17 seconds, he landed a flush head kick and killed Di Chirico. I picked Di Chirico because I don't know how you could pick Abdul, because his last few fights he looked god awful. I mean, god awful. But he's back. It's good to see him back because he's like really fun to watch, knock people out fucking cold. I think he's equivalent to Mini Francis Ngannou, but Mini Francis Ngannou from the Stipe fight. Still no ground game, but will kill you. Yeah, if I have to say anything about Alessio, yeah, trying to ride that wave off the Buckley win. Yeah, about that one, Chief. Yeah, you still suck. I'm mad at myself for thinking he actually was something for beating Buckley and picking him against ARA, but God, man, you sucked at Chirico. He will fight more in UFC because he's a veteran and all this. He'll win one, he'll lose one, yada yada yada, you know. And then for ARA, a fight that I think would be really fun against Rodolfo Vieira, the big buff dude who lost to Fluffy. I think that would be a really crazy fight. That, or maybe like, I don't know, maybe like fucking Brendan Allen, something like that. A fun fight for ARA. Can't feed him a can like Alessio the Chirico. So, yeah, ARA did get a bonus. He was the plus 200 dog. So, one of a few favorites on the card. And the Chirico who lost. And yeah. ARA did what he did. Does what he does best. And he's back. He's back. Excuse me. After that, we got Gerald Meerschaert versus Muradov. Mohamed. What are you doing, dude? Like, if I had to break down the fight, it went, Muradov hurt GM3 bad in like the first 3 minutes of the round. And GM3 just turned it on for some reason. He just started rocking Muradov, and then it was a close round 1, and then GM3 in round 2 just went out there and put the nail in the coffin when he had Muradov hurt. The minus 600 favorite lost to GM3. So officially Muradov sucks, because if you lose to GM3, you suck. GM3 is not good. He will only be known as the guy who lost to Chimaev in like 3 seconds. So, Muradov, you suck. And GM3, I don't give a fuck what they do with you next. Like, they'll give you like fucking Uriah Hall, or they'll do some crazy shit with you. Yep. Meerschaert, better known as Gerald Chimaev, did win. I did not pick him, and this was the last fight on the card I got wrong. Fuck you, Muradov, you suck. And GM3, good win, man. I'll give you a little respect. After that, we got Andre Potosky, fucking idiot, versus Michael Gilmore. A favorite who actually won on the card, minus 550, Andre, did what in round 1, he just kept Michael down, possibly at 10-8, but I scored at 10-9, and then, in round 2, Gilmore kept on the feet and hurt Andre, and then in round 3, Andre just turned it on, got Michael to the ground, and just grounded and pounded him to get the finish. Andre looked good. He's still really weak in the stamina and the striking department, but if he can iron that out, he might not be half bad. So, again, like, this is a fight, not much to say. Gilmore maybe will find the UFC again. It's really hard to say. And then Andre will. For these tough guys, I have no idea what they're gonna do with them. So I'm not gonna say a fight idea for them. But Andre, great performance. But yeah, if he can get better striking, he could be a threat at middleweight. He was talking about moving down to welterweight, which, dude, you're already big fucking middleweight. You're gonna kill yourself to make welterweight. You're an idiot. But great performance by Andre. If I have to say anything about Gilmore, he was just out-skilled. He was just blatantly out-skilled. I think that striking-wise, he beat Andre. Grappling-wise, he was nowhere near Andre's level. So, good for Andre to see him get a win and get his first UFC win. And it'll be interesting if he can counter up on that. Just iron out your striking, Andre. After that, you got Daniel D-Rod Rodriguez versus Kevin the Motown Phenom Lee. This fight was really interesting. Kevin Lee won round 1 because he got D-Rod to the ground and kept him there. And then he tried to be all tough at the end of round 1, pushing D-Rod when he's down. But after that, D-Rod just turned it on in the final in round 2 and 3. On 10 days notice, he just turned it on and was like, fuck you. He got the, was it a split? UD. He got the UD. Kevin Lee was like, oh, I think I won every round. We already know you got brain damage, Kevin, from Edson Barboza. God damn, dude. You're really dumb if you believe that. Kevin Lee's not good. He's a good grappler. He can talk okay. He's not that good of a fighter. And now I think he's stuck in limbo. Because welterweight he just lost his debut. Well, re-entry into the division. Now, so what, you can pair him up with someone weaker? And then and now if you want to go back to middleweight, you just lost, you're still ranked, I guess, if you want to just go back down there and fight like Brad Riddell. But dude, I don't know what you could do. We won't see Kevin Lee for another year probably, which sucks, who knows. But yeah, now to talk about D-Rod, who I did pick. He was the plus 125 underdog. Kevin Lee was minus 145. So the dog did cash. If you bet on D-Rod, you're pretty happy. By the way, if you bet on GM3, you're really happy tonight. But yeah, D-Rod, if I had to give an idea, give him a ranked guy. Give him Sean Brady. Straight up, give him Sean Brady. Who Kevin Lee should have fought, give D-Rod Sean Brady. And give D-Rod Robbie Lawler's 15th ranking, because Robbie Lawler does not deserve that ranking. But besides that, great performance by D-Rod. I said this was going to be fight of the night. I was wrong, but still a good fight. Good fight. I know these recaps are dog shit, but fuck you. After that, you got the fight of the night by a mile. Ricky Turcios versus Brady Heinstein. These two guys went to war. To break down the fight, round 1, Ricky won. It was a close round. The fight was a split decision for a reason, but I think it was pretty clear Ricky did win. I'm not mad that judges gave it to Brady, but I gave it to Ricky. In round 2, Brady just kept him on the ground for most of it and won. And then in round 3, Ricky just stopped the takedowns. Brady was pretty gassed by that time, so Ricky just kept it on the feet, pieced him up, and got the split decision. It being a split decision, I'm not mad at. I could see it. But yeah, the fight of the night. We all know Ricky Turcios, if you watch Tough, is a madman. I don't know what the best fighter to compare him to is. Tony Ferguson, if he smoked weed. Clay Guido. I don't know. He's gonna be everyone's favorite fighter by the end of the year. Guarantee it. Cause he just goes in there and fights. He doesn't grapple with you. He wants to either get knocked out or knock you out. So, if you haven't watched his fight on Tough with Ludovic, who's fighting next week, watch that whenever you can. It's so good. And then for Brady, I said this in my breakdown, it's a bump in the road. He's 22. 22, and he just had a fight of the night in the UFC. He could be fighting for another 15 to 20 years. Unless something freak accident happens, he's gonna be in the UFC or just regional for a while. I will not be amazed if he's in the UFC, ranked one day and shit. Cause I don't even think he's hit his prime yet. If that's him before his prime hits, what's he gonna be like when he hits his prime? But I don't know. Great fight. Ricky won as a minus 155 favorite. And yeah, great fight. So definitely should have been fight of the night. I don't think it got that though for some reason. But yeah, Ricky, welcome to the UFC, but can't wait to see you fight. After that, you got the co-main event of the evening, the other tough finale, Brian Pooh Bear battles versus Gilbert Urbina. Gilbert, as Paul Felder said on commentary, try to get Brian out there quick because he did come in on like a week notice, so the gas tank wasn't that good. But he did hurt Brian bad in the first round, but Brian just came back and beat him. He in round one definitely went to Gilbert, but in round two, Brian got it to the ground and got a rear naked choke in and subbed him. Brian loves subbing the grappler. he keeps beating guys who only should beat him by wrestling, and he's beating them by wrestling. So it's like, what the fuck? Brian was my lock of the card, only being a minus 190 favorite, which I think makes no sense. I think he should have been a way bigger favorite. Yeah. Another favorite who won. I really like Brian. He was my favorite fighter on the show, even though, like I said, he was Team Folk, which, boo, I was Team Ortega all the way. And, I know I said I was not going to give these guys fight ideas, but if they don't book Brian versus Trayshawn, that's a robbery. We need to get that fight. Brian battle versus Trayshawn Gore. Put it on UFC 268. Come on, Dana. Come on. And then the main event of the evening, Giga Chikadze versus Edson Jr. Barboza. Giga gang, stand up. Stand up, baby. Yeah, Giga did come into, by the time the fight happened, he was the plus 105 dog, and Edson was minus 125. I said in my breakdown, I don't know how Giga's gonna win, and I had no idea. I would not guess the knockout. And again, if I have to break down the fight, Giga won the first two rounds more because Edson was just kind of, I guess, setting up his shots, but he just didn't look like he was all there, and not in the same way as Martinez. And then in round three, it was early in round three, he threw a knee. Edson caught it, but while Edson was looking up from catching the knee, he just hit him with a clean left jab and hurt him bad, and he just kept knocking him down, and then after like the second knockdown, the ref waved off. Edson tried to complain about it, but he was not. I think that's another fight where you are saving the fighter from their own toughness. So Giga's the real deal. He called out Max Holloway. That fight's not gonna happen. The fight to make, and this might sound crazy, Giga Chikadze versus the beat Magomed Shuri's Buff. Only fight that makes sense. Because Yair's fighting Max, T-City's fighting Volk, Zombie, I guess you could do that, or Qatar, but I think the beat, he wants a big fight, he wants to get to the title ASAP. The beat. And then for Edson, he's still gonna be ranked. Maybe he could fight like, let's Evloev or Sadiq Yusuf would not be a bad fight. But even if he wants to fight someone outside of the rankings, or hell, if he wants to fight like Josh Emmett, just Edson, I don't think he's washed per se, but he just didn't seem like he was all there. And on walkouts, I was thinking, Giga does not look ready, but it seemed like Edson was not ready. So I don't know, maybe the pressure got to Edson somehow, and it did not get. Giga just looked like the calmest guy in the room. So great fight, great night of fights. Let me refresh tab to see if I can get the bonuses. I know Giga got a bonus and a few others. Yeah, no bonuses yet. If I had to give out the bonuses, I would give JJ Aldridge and Abdul Razak Al Hassan a performance, and 5 of the night to Ricky and Brady. And on my picks, I went 9 of 12, 3 perfect, 525 points. Got 3 wrong, back to back to back. Alvey, Chirico, and Murdov. And beside that, guys, I really enjoyed the card. We have Jake Paul and Tiwa tonight again. If you want me to do that, go down below. Say, yeah, I want that or something. If I get enough, and enough, like 3, 4 people saying it before the fight, or before, let's say, Monday, I'll do it. But if you guys don't do that, then I'll just talk about it real quick on my Vegas 36 breakdown, which will probably come out Friday, like all my breakdowns. So if you enjoyed the video, go down, like, sub, all that. Again, you'll see me Friday for UFC Vegas 36, Till versus Brunson, and yeah, besides that, guys, hope you enjoyed the vid, and RX out. Giga Gang, stand up, baby.